Hey, what's going on? KSA Kris, Real Estate Blitz. This is going to be a little bit different. I know a lot of people have reached out to me over the last year. They asked a ton of questions about the Tom Ferry coaching program. I've been asked a lot of questions about other coaching programs. I've even interviewed people that are in charge of other coaching programs, things like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff. And it sounds like, from what I've gathered, a lot of agents are looking for a coaching program. Um, and I've been on coaching here and there through the years, and I'm always looking for the next thing that's really going to help me, further my business. And I was going to jump on Club Wealth, and I probably still will, but I've been hearing about this guy over and over and over and over and over for the last probably 3 years, and it's not that I avoided it on purpose, but I just never got around. It just wasn't the right time for me to take the program. So the guy I'm talking about, I don't know if you listen to podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts. I read a ton of books. But one of the podcasts I listen to is GSD, Joshua Smith. Hold on, let me pull up my phone. I can show you guys kind of so that way if you're looking for a podcast, you can look it up. Here is there. Can I get the picture there? Maybe in details. Share. I don't know if I can make this bigger. I don't know. Here, let me see if I can do this. Okay, see where it says GSD, get shit done, or that's cussing. Get done, right? You can see some of the other podcasts that get on there too. But Joshua Smith, man, I really enjoy listening to his podcast. He has some great people that he interviews. I love his insight, and I think what I really enjoy about him is that he's just really real and raw. I'm pretty real and raw. I just, I post up these videos. A lot of these videos, when I started it, I did it for the simple fact that I wanted to start educating my agents and save some time for me because it was easier for me to just drop a video on a specific subject and I didn't have to repeat myself 10, 15, 20 times. But I ran into his training program a few years ago from a buddy of mine, Joe. And Joe, back then, it was a 90-day boot camp. It was like a 90-day boot camp, and it's all video based. Well, recently, Joshua Smith changed it. It's the Real Estate Business Mastery with Joshua Smith. If you want to look it up, I think I don't even, I'm sure if you looked up GSD or Joshua Smith, you can find it online. But he started a year-long course, and it's all video based. So I started taking it. I finally committed to it, and I'm really glad I did. So I'm going to tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. So that way, if you're looking for something, in fact, I would say, well, I'll get to it. If you're looking for something, this may or may not be for you. I don't know. So if you've watched some of my other videos, I've given you input on what I think of Tom Ferry. I've given you input on what I think of some of these other coaching programs that are out there. And I never really say anything bad. I just give input based off of what I've experienced. I don't like talking about something I don't know. So right now, going through Joshua Smith, the Joshua Smith Real Estate Business Mastery. First off, I'm not getting paid for this. As if you've watched any of my videos, nobody pays me to do any of this stuff, even though I get asked all the time. So it's full of welcome to the program. Section 1 is going to be mindset, clarity, and business planning. Section 2, systems, processes, tracking, and CRM setup, which is great. Section 3, lead generation, fundamentals, and offline lead generation, which is awesome. Section 4 is online lead generation, social media, and YouTube videos, which is great. Section 5, effective lead follow up and setting appointments. Section 6, buyer manual and buyer consultation process. Section 7, listing manual, listing consultation process. Section 8, client process, contract to close, and past clients. Section 9, time management, master schedule and productivity. Section 10, advanced personal leadership and building your company culture. Section 11, assistance, staff, how to hire, compensation, training, and more. Section 12, recruiting agents, splits, training, company meetings, and more. Um, I think so. Here's what I like. It's a self-paced program. It's a year-long program, but it's self-paced, and the intent is that you're doing a video. Basically, you're working on a section. You're working on portions of that section each week. You're putting in 1 to 2 hours per day of training on your own time, but it's going to take you about a year to actually get it done. And it's all video based. They give you, like, what I like is all the paperwork and content information. So as you're learning about it, they actually have PDFs and different downloadable documents that you can actually pull from this platform. And to go even deeper, so like my Trello, I've been using Trello. If you aren't using Trello, you should check it out. I've been using Trello for quite a while, but I didn't have it set up maybe as effectively. It's not maybe. It was not anywhere near as effective as it could have been. Well, they actually, I went out there, I sent them my information, and Joshua's team actually built my Trello account for me to where it's like, wow, this is on a whole nother level, and it's huge. It's a big benefit to me, big benefit to our business, and a big benefit to all the agents that are on the team. So I love the fact that it's self-paced. I love the fact that it's something that I can do on my own. I don't have to wait, every other week to sit down and talk to somebody. So here's what I don't like about a lot of other training programs for me personally. Now we're going to talk about personality types and styles. On other training programs, it irritates me sometimes when I got to jump on the phone every other week with somebody for 30 minutes, and they spend 15 minutes of it going through a bunch of analytics when I have questions. I want to ask specific things. I want to progress my business, but I have to run through all these things because they apparently didn't look at it before I sent it. And it's great to talk about that stuff, but if it eats up half of the time when I'm spending a ton of money. Now this is another thing I like about the program. It's not it's not going to break the bank, man. It's extremely freaking reasonable. It's a fraction of the cost of regular training. And honestly, because of my personality type, I'm getting way more out of this than I did out of normal coaching. So, who do I think should use this? Somebody, if you're self disciplined and self driven and you're seeking information and you don't need to be held accountable, this is a freaking great program. My concern is that if you need to be held accountable, and look, there's nothing negative about that. Some people want the accountability. If you want the accountability, this program probably isn't for you because you really got to be wanting to do it. You really have to say, okay, he just told me I should do this, but nobody's going to make sure I do it. I could skip it, but you know what? I'm going to go through the exercise because I need to do it. It's something for my business. I have to do it. So you have to be self-disciplined. You have to be self-motivated, self-driven, and then you have to hold yourself accountable to actually do the tasks throughout the training. So somebody that would really enjoy this, if you like self-paced study, if you can really get after it, this is a win. If you're not that kind of person, this program probably isn't for you. Now, what I'm hoping to do with this program is I'm going to go through it. I don't think it'll take me a whole year to get through it, but when I get done with it, then I'll probably, implement everything that he's already told me to, and then I will probably go on to a different training program. For me personally, I'm going to be going on a training program that's team based. As opposed to individual agent based, but that's just me. Anyways, so I want to talk about the real estate business mastery with Joshua Smith. I personally think it's freaking great for my type of personality of what I'm trying to accomplish. I would recommend it for anybody else that's sort of like me. And again, the price is pretty freaking fantastic. The support is amazing. It's over the top. The support's over the top. I mean, the VP of sales actually I have his personal cell phone number in case I ever need anything. I can always send a text. I can reach out. I can email. And they also have a pretty kick-ass Facebook group where Joshua Smith himself actually jumps on and engages. So if you have a question or if you have a concern or if you're trying to do something, if you're trying to pitch something, like he will actually reply to you or even reach out to you to help you. So you still get kind of that mentorship, but it's just in a very different way, which I, again, personally like. I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't really care about. Now, the other thing, last thing that I'll say that I like is that it's raw. It's raw. It's raw. It's just him, man. And you're getting truth based off of a guy that's actually a producer, that's running a producing team, that's been a high producing agent. And to me, that's really important as well. So that's all I got today on Joshua Smith. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one and be safe out there. Like, share, comment, and talk to you all soon. All right. Have a good one. Bye.